In this video, we'll review how members of boat clubs would use online mooring to renew their access to a slip or other resource provided by the club to its members. The first thing that will happen is that the member will get an email from the club or from online mooring telling them how to log in to the club's portion of online mooring. The email will contain a URL to go to. The URL always begins my.onlinemooring.com/ and then the boat club name. Please note that the URL does not begin with www, it begins with my. Once the member enters in that URL into any browser, they'll see this login page, and then they can fill out the login ID and the initial password that were also provided in that email. After entering those in, click the login button, and that'll bring the member to a page that lists all of the information that online mooring has on file for that member. This shows all of the requests made by the member either currently or in the past. And in this case, there is a listing of a single request for a dockside mooring space at slip D41, showing that the current status is renewal incomplete, which means that the member can renew their request for the coming year, but they haven't done so yet. To complete the renewal process, the member clicks the Renew button. That brings them to an application form that shows all the information the club needs in order to process the request for the coming year. You'll see that some of the information is disabled, meaning that the member cannot change it. The club can change it, so if there is a need to change any of this information, the member can always communicate directly with the club about that. But under normal circumstances, the member would only update the information that can be updated. You'll see that there are some fields that are required. A required field has a boldface label and a red asterisk. And then I'll point out that this club, like many, require two attachments to the application in order to be able to review and approve the application. In this case, the club is asking for proof of current boat registration and proof of insurance. Members can either submit electronic copies of these documents if they have them, or they can submit paper copies through the mail system or in person. I'll show you how to do both of those scenarios here in this training video. First, I'll show how you would upload an electronic copy of a document if you have it. So let's say that I have an electronic copy of my boat registration. I would click the button to select a file, find the file containing the scan of the boat registration, and then you can enter in the date when that registration expires. And then I'll say that I don't have an electronic copy of my insurance card, so I'll show you how that process works. Even though I'm not going to have an electronic copy of the insurance card, I can still enter in the expiration date of that insurance so that online mooring will know when to ask you for new copies of your insurance. The last thing is that you need to accept the terms and conditions from the club and from online mooring. If you'd like to review those terms and conditions in more detail, you can click on either of these links to see more detail. But once you are ready to proceed, you click the I accept box and click Save and Continue. At this point, online mooring calculates what additional things you need to do besides completing that application page to complete the process. In most cases, that requires paying some money. This particular club allows payments only by check, so the only option shown here is to pay by mail or in person. Other clubs also have options for paying fees online, so you will see another option listed here. If you pick the online option, then you will be brought to PayPal, where you can fill out your payment information there. We will also show what documents, what attachments you need to provide, and we show what or where you should send the information. And we also ask you to print a copy of this page and include it with any remittance of money or documents. When you're done, hit the continue button and you're all set.